Today, Rupert rescues Jack Frost, who almost melts away, in Rupert and the Snow Machine.
There's a little bear like you've never seen before, who's a lot of fun. Children everywhere know to love him more and more. He's the #1. There's a million stories to be told of the things that he's done, and he's gonna share them all with you, so come along. Rupert, Rupert the Bear, everyone sing his name. Rupert, Rupert the Bear, everyone come and join in all of his games.
Jack Frost has been again, Rupert tells his mother. I do wish I could meet him and thank him for drawing such lovely patterns on the window. Why don't you go and have a look for him, suggests Mrs. Bear. It's such a lovely day. Rupert thinks this is an excellent idea. Mrs. Bear is right. It's a glistening white day, just right for sledging, but not for long. What's happened to the snow? Puzzles the little bear. Who's there? He cries. He's sure he can hear someone crying. And round the next bush he sees Jack Frost. But why are you crying? I don't think I'm me anymore, sobs poor Jack Frost. I feel so peculiar. Such a strange thing happened just now. Rupert sits down to listen to Jack Frost's story. He's forgotten it's a snowy winter day, for here it's as warm as spring. I was working as usual, continues Jack Frost, minding my own business, when all of a sudden I was caught up in a whirlwind. And when I landed, I found the snow had all melted, and now I've got a dolk. A dolk? Don't you get them? Jack Frost is surprised. We might, says Rupert doubtfully. We get them when we get too hot. We shiver and sneeze and can't get cold. Rupert can see that Jack is not well. He's shivering, and when he touches his hand, it's burning hot. We get colds, he says, which is the same thing, only different. Come home with me, and you could sit on some ice. We have lots in the fridge. Jack is worse than ever. Poor Rupert is very worried. Perhaps you could fold yourself up, suggests Rupert. Like this. He sits on the floor and touches his knees with his nose. I don't think there's enough, replies Jack. Rupert, what are you doing? Jack Frost has got a dolk, he explains. That's like our cold, only the other way around. I thought he might get well if he sat on some ice for a while. I think it would be better if you let me look after him, Mrs. Bear says firmly. A whirlwind, cries Mr. Bear in astonishment. Rupert runs to join him at the window. Jack said he was caught in a whirlwind. It must be the same one. Where's the snow? And what's he doing here? For the inventor is sitting in the middle of the path, clutching a black box. Are you hurt? Mr. Bear asks anxiously. And the two of them sit him down in an armchair. Oh dear, I do feel dizzy. Poor Mrs. Bear is beside herself. 2 invalids in one afternoon. What were you doing? Mr. Bear asks the inventor, who's beginning to look a little better. I've invented a snow machine. It melts the snow by raising the temperature, he continues. But so far, I've only managed to cover small areas. I'd love to see it working, says Mr. Bear wistfully. I'll show you, cries the inventor, now completely recovered and dying to show off his new invention. Don't forget to take your coat. The inventor puts his black box down in the middle of the common. Stand back, he shouts, or you might get caught up in the whirlwind. Rupert is almost blown off his feet, and the wind is deafening. It dies away at last. Both the inventor and Rupert are standing where they stood before. The snow's gone, but so has Mr. Bear. Where's Daddy? What's happened? Asks Edward. Where's the snow? It's the inventor's snow machine for melting snow. But Daddy's melted too. No, he hasn't. People don't melt. You nearly melted Jack Frost. Well, I haven't melted your Daddy. He's got caught up in the whirlwind, that's all, he replies soothingly. He can't be far. Let's see if we can find Willy Wisp. Someone call me? Asks Willy, suddenly appearing behind them. The inventor melted the snow, and Daddy, says Rupert. We've looked everywhere. Please find him for me. Nothing simpler, cries Willy. Rupert wishes the inventor would stop fiddling with his black box. It might start accidentally. I found him, Willy shouts. There he is. Help, cries Mr. Bear. Help! Oh dear, that tree is much too difficult for me to climb. I think I could reach him, says Edward. Edward reaches up as high as he can. Oh, thank you, Edward, shivers Mr. Bear. Oh, dear me, I'm so cold. The inventor's snow machine will warm you up, cries Willy, darting towards the inventor's black box. He switches the switch, and this time all four are caught up in the whirlwind. Where are we? Asks Rupert, sitting up and looking around him. It looks like a studio, says Mr. Bear, puzzled. It must belong to Jack Frost, says Rupert. There's nutwood below, gasps Edward. How are we going to get down? Poor Mr. Bear is much too cold to be of any help. The inventor is thrilled. He's never seen anything like this before. Look, he says, pointing at the panel. These must be the controls. He pushes one. Oh, do be careful, Rupert begs as the machine starts to move, but the inventor takes no notice. I'll try this one, he says, promptly pressing another button. The machine is now rising. Mr. Bear is really cold. Oh, if only there was something to wrap round you, sighs Rupert, looking around the platform. But Jack doesn't suffer from the cold. I've got it, cries the inventor triumphantly, as the machine starts to sink towards the cottage. I think that your invention needs rectifying. There's a lot more work to be done yet, but wait until you've improved it before you try again. The inventor agrees with Mr. Bear, and feeling there's no time to lose, hurries off to continue his research. Rupert is glad to hear that. He has at least one more winter to enjoy the snow, and so is Jack Frost, who has completely recovered. That cold bath cured me, he says happily. Dear me, he sighs as the cuckoo clock strikes. I've got a lot of work to do. I must go. Your transport studio is just outside. The inventor's snow machine blew us onto it. And Rupert opens the door, sad at seeing his friend go so soon. Hello, says Willy Wisp, turning up unexpectedly. I'll give you a hand tonight. There's no one about outside to lead astray anyway, he adds. Can I help too? Rupert asks eagerly. No, we've had enough meddling with nature for one day. You leave the job to Jack Frost and Willy.
Rupert the Bear, everyone sing his name. Rupert the Bear, everyone come and join in all of his games. Rupert the Bear, everyone come and join in all of his games.